Day one started and we had great weather, a little overcast. The drive was easy to the Toronto airport. Parking was easy. Basically everything went off without a hitch. The day's going to be quite a long one because we are getting on the flight around noon-ish, and when we land 10 hours later, we will be in Cairo and have a full day. So here it goes. Toronto Airport, again, super easy. We had some breakfast, and it wasn't too long, and we were able to get on the plane. And getting on the plane was pretty easy, and the actual plane wasn't very full. We had an entire row to ourselves, and there was lots of people that had entire sets of 3 seats all to themselves, and so it was kind of cool. Knowing that we had to sleep, it made it a little bit easier. So yeah, getting on the plane, pretty standard. I don't even know why I recorded all of this, but come for a walk with me. Okay, so that was a quick 10-hour flight. We are now landed in Cairo. And what was interesting is the way that they deplane. And basically what they do is they just park you on the tarmac and bring in a set of stairs and they load you onto buses. So just interesting. I don't know that I've ever had a plane that big where we did that, so I just recorded it so you can see. We did get in a little bit earlier than our tour guide was going to be there, so we found a nice little place to sit down, and we even found a Starbucks to have some coffee, so that was lovely. All right, so we met up with our tour guide, who is absolutely fantastic, very knowledgeable, and she even had a driver, so it was lovely for us. We were able to learn a little bit about the city. Okay, so this area was really interesting. It's called the City of the Dead, and it's a 7-kilometer area where there is a cemetery, and I think it's somewhere around 500,000 people live in the cemetery, and they live in the structures above the tombs, and the dead people are still in the tombs, but people live there. Like, kids go to school, and it's basically a place where the homeless live in shelters. And so I just thought it was interesting. In order to get to the pyramids, you have to cross into Giza, which means crossing the Nile. And so this was kind of cool. Once you get across the Nile, you're into Giza, which is where the pyramids are. Although the locals seem to think that Giza and Cairo are basically all the same. videoed this truck because, oh my gosh, there was a ton of things that were just overloaded. And driving in Cairo is not like driving in Canada. No, no, no. So the first thing we did when we got to the pyramids is we went on a camel ride, and the camel ride basically took you closer to the pyramids and you could take pictures, and it was kind of cool. I don't know that I've ever been on a camel before, so it was interesting. My camel's name was Michael Jordan. Until you get up close to these things, it's hard to fathom how absolutely ginormous the pyramids are. And then you can see a short walk from the pyramids, we went to see the Sphinx. We had beautiful weather, and it was just fascinating to see these pieces of history. All right, after the pyramids, we had a quick little trip for some shopping. Bought a couple little things. This is the cotton shop. I didn't videotape the other shops that we went to, but then we went for lunch, and we had a nice little buffet. Wasn't super hungry, so, but still, there was lots of fresh food, and it was kind of cool. Got a little busy after a while, but when we first got there, it was perfect. After lunch, we went to the Grand Museum, and This place is humongous. I don't think that we saw even close to all of it, and we were there for several hours. But yeah, it was absolutely huge. This part, actually, you can either go up the stairs or up the escalator. So when I was videotaping, I sped it up for you because it does take a long time to get to the top. Okay, so one of the next statues you're going to see is actually a woman who, there she is. She was portraying herself as a man because she wants to be considered king, and it wasn't really acceptable. This is King Tut's tombs, and you'll see that those boxes were inside each other and they had his treasure. And then the next box you're going to see, that one there, had his organs. So that gold box carried those little teeny coffins, each with one of his organs, and they're still in there. I guess they're dust now. Anyway, day one, just about over. We are headed back to the airport for our next flight to Hurghada. So talk to you tomorrow.